Yes guys, welcome from me to Championship Manager 0102, a requested video here, and this is something that I did like at the very start of my channel, installing the game. This, like I said, is a request just to sort of update it, and more importantly, have a little bit of better audio, so hopefully this will suffice. So a very simple video of just how to install CM. So most people don't have a CD drive on their computers or laptops, especially their slimline. So to get the game, you've got to download it. Now that doesn't sound as illegal as what it might, because it is all legal to download the CM0102 from the official website, which you can see in the description. So if you haven't already got a, an account there, go and register, then you'll have access to all the downloads. All free, there's no hidden charges, anything like that. So if you have got a CD drive, then pop your CD in if you've still got a CM0102. Some people some people who have oldish style towers will probably have a DVD drive. On my computer, I've got a CD drive, but I don't think I've used it like ever. Now, I'll explain how it works, right? So, let's talk about as if you haven't got a CD drive. Let's pretend you've downloaded the game. So, chances are you are Windows 10. Now, let me just point out, this is only up to Windows 10 that I'm speaking for. I can't speak for Windows 11. I have managed to have someone's device working CM on Windows 11, but don't quote me now if this procedure I'm about to show you will work. I did it in a slightly different way using TeamViewer. So, you've downloaded CM0102. This also applies really for any other ISO that you might download. The ISO, for those of you that don't know, will look something like this. So Windows 8 and above, so 8 and Windows 10, it has what's called a built-in CD drive. So going back to what I said about there's no CD drive on your computer, that's because they have a built-in virtual one. So then when you download a game, so the ISO is basically, that's basically your CD. That is basically your CD. And you will right click it, and you can either double click it or you can mount it. Now if the option's not there to mount it, open with Windows Explorer. That is your next option. Once you've opened it with Windows Explorer for the first time, you won't need to do it again. You can just double click it. So you'll see now drive D has popped up as if I've just put something in my CD drive. So basically a virtual drive has been created. As I said, virtual drives come with your Windows 8 and above. Now if you're playing with Windows 7 and you've downloaded an ISO, you will need to get a third-party virtual drive. There are loads out there. I think I've used a couple on one of the old computers I've got upstairs, but they will work, but I'm assuming the chances are you won't have Windows 7, or especially you won't have Windows XP. But that's how you do it, because the chances are if you've got a computer which is Windows 7 and you're playing CM, chances are you're using a CD drive. Now if you've got the CD drive and you've just popped it in, you've opened it up, that is what you get. So we're at the same stage here. Okay, so whether it be a virtual drive or a CD drive, okay. So if you're still into burning CDs, I know I used to be years ago. If you're fortunate to be on Windows 10 and have a CD rewriter, you can actually make the CM disk right here. You're not doing anything illegal. I should point that out. It's legitimate to do that. You're not breaking any laws. If it's for your own use and you've downloaded it correctly. Okay, so you can eject it as well if you wish. I mean, I don't think you'd want to do that. You could right click the drive and you could eject it, so there's nothing in. So there you see. Okay, so there we're back in. So without further ado, let's click on setup. Now this is very important because so many people, they don't click setup, and it's got to be this setup here with the little computer icon. Don't click on... fuck me, excuse me. Some people click on this and they go, it's not working. You're not installed the game, mate. Don't click on the launch icon. I know it says application and it says CMO 102. Don't. Okay. So click setup. Okay. Okay. So from setup, choose your preferred language. Now some people are saying they're not getting past this and that at this stage. The chances are it could be your firewalls, it could even be some spyware. Do a quick scan, but there's no reason why it shouldn't. Do you accept all the changes? Of course you fucking do. Just choose your directory where you're going to. If you need to change this, change it. If I'm truly honest with you, I would personally leave it at its default destination folder. Some people, they need to change it, and if you need to change it, you need to change it. But I would... To be honest with you, initially I would leave it where it's going. Now, typical, compact or custom. Most people would leave it as typical. Some people may go compact. I always go custom, always. And there's a reason I go custom. It's because it's just self-preference here. I don't want picture changes. I'm happy to just have one default pictures. I certainly don't want quick starts. You can see how much they are space-wise. I don't need picture tools. I don't need history. I don't need sound. That's why I do a custom installation. You know, it's each their own what they prefer, and you can see the difference in what space is required to what is available. Then click next, and just to verify setup, we'll put CM in, and bang. So ordinarily, you can see, if you had your CD in now, and you were installing from the CD, you'd have a lot more activity in that middle bar, that's already gone, that is reading. But either way, it will install. Do you want to install a shortcut creating... Do you want a shortcut created on your desktop? No, I don't. Chances are you've already got DirectX, but what I would do is I would just finish it as it is, and then close it like that. Click OK. You are ready to go. Now at this point you are ready to go, and that scene that I've just installed is right there. You are ready to go. Now if you are putting the 3.968 update on, this is really important. Whilst I've got separate videos about multiple installations and renaming it and stuff, it's very, very important that you do the 3.968 now, at this very stage. If you don't want the 3.968 and you want what's called a vanilla version of CM, a vanilla means no patches, nothing. Nothing's been added to it, nothing's been tweaked. See, like this one here, that is a vanilla version for me. Nothing's been changed whatsoever on that. But I renamed it for the benefit of, I know it's a vanilla version. And so on and so on. So you are ready to go if you wish. You are ready to go for CM. In fact, we will just fire it up, shall we? So let's just double click. Just before you do fire it up, remember you need to be on Service Pack 3 and you need to be running as administrator. Service Pack 3 is that. It made a point of just asking that. I personally do Windows 95. They work either way, but that's because I play a lot of network play, which requires Windows 95. And ensure you apply. And now let's just fire up. Don't worry about your other folders. They will appear within time. The tactics folder, you'll have no tactics in it until you start saving them, but they will appear. Okay. We're in full screen now, which I don't ever play full screen, to be honest with you. Yeah, let's just do that. And that is it. We are good to go. I'll put it on minimum just for a minute, just for a real quick second, and we'll fire up a game, and you'll see what I mean by vanilla. If you've ever heard of the term vanilla, that's all it means. It just means when there's no adjustments to the install whatsoever. Obviously, the game will fire up quicker on the less leagues you've got. I've got a minimum database. It was always going to go really, really quickly. And we'll just go to Arsenal, and there we see. All good. All good. Okay. Happy? Okay, so let's come out of this. Now, let me just show you something very, very quickly. If I just eject, now you're going to see something come up. So let's pretend you fired up the game, right? This is really important now. When you restart your laptop or your computer or whatever, this is assuming you are not using a CD drive. Okay, you fired up CM and you go to start a new game, and it says that. I've seen it so many times. I see it so many times from people. If you're not using a CD drive and you're like, oh, I ain't got one, what's that all about? Double click this. So remember what I said, double click it. There you go, it's now made the drive. Okay. And hey presto, you are there. So many times I see people saying it's asking me for the CD drive. What does that mean? Well, it means you got to think to yourself, right? This game was made near on 22 years ago, way before Windows 10, way before virtual drives, way before pretty much laptops and so on and so on. So yeah, so that's that. Okay, and there you go. Always use your CM0102. Don't use that GDI. There you go. Training's popped up now. Tactics popped up because we started games. Can you remember what quick starts were? Look in the manual. Talking of which, if you want to look in the manual of CM, believe it or not, right? So, if you go to the to your CD drive or your virtual drive, whichever, the manual's there. There's a manual if ever you want to look at it. But you didn't know that, did you? And that is it, guys. That is how to install CM0102. As I said, this was a request. Hopefully the sound quality is a bit better, as is the explanation. Till next time from me, guys, take it easy.